Hello everyone, welcome back to another video for today. And I've been thinking some ideas to make a video, and you know what? I got something for you guys. So we're making another Pokemon deck profile, and this is going to be about Lieutenant Surge Raticate, especially including the original Raticate from base set. And I made some good pairings with this. So we're gonna start off with the Pokemon right here. Start off with Kangaskhan. I think I'll just show it on the screen what it does, but fetch, draw a card. So for 1 energy, Kangaskhan has a big, huge health right there, 90 HP, big basic, and has an attack Comet Punch for 4 coins. For each heads, this attack will deal 20 damage based on the number of heads. And Kangaskhan, I gotta say, it's underrated. Not gonna lie, you know, even though the retreat cost is pretty huge, I do think Kangaskhan has huge potential. I can't even talk today. Huge potential for this deck, because this is based around stall and everything, surrounded with Lieutenant Surge Raticate, by far the best Raticate printed for the Neon era, you know, Wizard Coast era, basically. And yeah, Kangaskhan, good stall, good for drawing cards and all that. I definitely recommend this better than having Bill and Professor Oak all the time, using all of them, because sometimes decking out is a problem for this deck, and I think Kangaskhan can definitely help get those draw power, not as rapidly, you know, dusting through your deck so frantic, and it can easily get you deck out. So it's better to have Kangaskhan inactive, just attach an energy, and you be drawing a card. And it's very good. It's gonna last a long time, and Kangaskhan does the trick. So we got 2 copies of Kangaskhan. And then for Mr. Mime, again, this is, I think I mentioned this, or I think this is the first time actually. Let's show Mr. Mime. So Mr. Mime, can't see it right here, but Mr. Mime has invisible wall. Basically some sort of protection away from any huge incoming attack that's over 20, basically. So he can only deal 20 or 10 damage against Mr. Mime when it comes to invisible wall. Now if you have a Muck, this wouldn't be a problem, because Muck can disable any Pokemon power on the field. And Medicate is a pretty good attack. Does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on the same Pokemon. So this is why it's called Medicate stall type of thing. And this does a good pairing with Lieutenant Surge Raticate, because Raticate can do the damage, and you can finish off with Mr. Mime with the Medicate. And it's pretty energy efficient, 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless right there. You can't see it, but again, I'll just show it on screen. And yeah, Invisible Wall comes in clutch. It's just Fossil Magmar can be a problem against Mr. Mime. Since Fossil Magmar does meet the weakness of Mr. Mime's invisible wall. hitting 10 or 20 for Smog and Smokescreen. Fossil Magmar is a huge problem against Mr. Mime, so be mindful when using Mr. Mime in those cases scenario. And that one retreat cost can come in handy. So we're gonna have 3 copies of those right there, and then Lickatung. Lickatung, you already know why it's going to be a stall type of deck. Lickatung is just really good stalling your opponent. Tongue Wrap, I already talked about this, already praised this a bunch of times, but Tongue Wrap, flip a coin, the Fang opponent is now paralyzed, so you get the chance to paralyze and deal 10 damage. And again, you're not going to use Supersonic at all. I mean, you can, but what's the point? Tongue Wrap is where it's at. Very AG efficient. You're not gonna retreat much, which is why I'm gonna have something that can help it out of the field, out of the active. Has 90 HP, just like Kangaskhan right here. And yeah, it's a big basic, psychic resistance. And that's all you needed. A good stall Pokemon. I'm gonna have 3 copies of Lickatung right there. It's just all around a really good, kind of underrated Pokemon nowadays. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people realize Lickatung is the best Pokemon of its era for stalling, for such things. But yeah, Raticate. We got 2 Lieutenant Surges. Raticate right here. Now, Lieutenant Surge Raticate is way better than the base set Raticate. It's just Lieutenant Surge's Raticate instead. But this one has 70 HP, has Super Fang, does damage to defending Pokemon. Oh, it's blurry, but anyways, does damage to defending Pokemon equal to half of the defending Pokemon's remaining HP, rounded up to the nearest 10. And yeah, this thing is absolutely busted. It costs 1 colorless energy, and yeah, this is pretty unbeatable match. You do half of the score of the opponent's HP. So, for example, if you're up against Lickatung, for example, round it to the nearest 10. So, if you half 90. That would be probably roughly around probably 50 or 40, somewhere around there, 50 or 40. You'll be dealing with Super Fang against Lickatung, and that is huge because that's half of the health score for the defending Pokemon. So yeah, this is a pretty good card to match with Mr. Mime. Very AG efficient, and no free retreat, which just kind of sucks, but you can complement that with Dodrio if you do decide to add Dodrio and Doduo to replace Kangaskhan and Lickatung. You might as well, but I might have Lickatung and Kangaskhan because might as well give them more love, appreciation, especially Kangaskhan. I rarely see people use Kangaskhan nowadays. Lickatung I definitely for sure see a lot of play nowadays. But 2 copies of Lieutenant Surge right there, and then 2 copies of Lieutenant Surge's Rattata, and nothing too special. You could try to use Lieutenant Surge's Rattata. Has focus energy during your next turn. Lieutenant Surge's Rattata's groin. Groin? I don't know what it's. Okay. Attack's base damage is doubled, so you'll be doing 40 damage. That's not bad. So, still, you're not gonna attack with Lieutenant Surge's Rattata. You might as well use you might as well wait until you evolve your Rattata to Raticate. And finally, you got the base set. There's also a rocket. Rattata, might as well show it right here. But it has the Pokemon power Trickery. I meant. Again, you can't even see it, but yeah, I'm gonna read it for here. Once during your turn, you may search. Sorry. You may switch one of your prizes with top card of the deck. So, I mean, it could come in handy at times, but it's not really the best, I might say. But yeah, Trickery, I guess it can help. Not the best, but you might as well put it there. Show it for there. And then base Rattata. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's bites with 1 colorless, does 20 damage. That's pretty good. And free retreat. Sorry you guys can't hear my dog barking. I don't know why he's barking. I just don't know. If you can hear my dog, you know what's up. But bites right here. Similar to Machop, but it has free retreat, so you can retreat wherever you want. Has 30 health, not the best. You might as well go with Rocket's Rattata to survive a little bit longer. But usually you wouldn't attack with Rattata, but if you do decide to use this one, you can definitely attack on the first turn. And then Raticate has the move bites for Eradicates transfer over too. And Super Fang is also right here. It just costs a lot more than Lieutenant Surge's Eradicate, and that's why you have both. But I might as well add this Eradicate since this is my childhood Eradicate, so I might as well show it to you guys. And Super Fang does the same thing, but costs more energy. Unfortunately, no free retreat for this Raticate, so yeah. But still, one retreat cost is not so bad. And that is all the Pokemon for you guys. And time to show you the trainer cards. The trainer cards, I might say, is probably... I mean, it's probably the most similar to everything. You're gonna have your Bills, you're gonna have your Professor Oaks, right? It's just how it is, to be honest. So we're gonna show you, starting off with Bills, 4 copies of Bills right here. Obviously, you're gonna have Bills in this deck, 3 copies of Professor Oak, 1 copy of Last. Now Last, again, it can disarm whatever trainer cards that your opponent has. If you don't have any trainer cards, it's a good uses, good timing and use to use Last in the right moment. Item Finder, can't even see it. It's pretty light outside actually, but I just put it right there. Yeah. So 3 copies of Item Finder right here. And then 2 copies of Super Energy Removal, 3 copies of Energy Retrieval, 3 copies of Computer Search, 4 copies of Plus Power, 3 copies of Switch. Oh man, I can't fit everything. Guess I have to put this aside actually. And then 3 copies of Gust of Wind. So that's basically here for this deck of trainer cards. Now you can put energy removals, and you might as well as replace some switches or something to put energy removals, but I don't know. I just think it's not really too needed, so I got rid of the energy removals, the basic ones. So I put super energy removals to complement the trying to disarm your opponent with energy. You want to get rid of those energies as fast as possible against your opponent. And then energy retrieval, you can get the energy back from your discard pile. It just sucks that you have to trade energy with, you know. Then again, you can trade any card with it in any time and moment. So energy retrieval can come in clutch. Computer search, you gotta get those Ratatas, the Lieutenant Surge Ratatas into play. Mr. Mime, if you don't have one, it's just pretty good for having computer search in this deck. Item fighting to get these Bills, Professor Oaks, whatever super energy removals back into your hand and use it once in a while when it comes to rough scenario. If your opponent has so much energy onto one Pokemon, you can try to use Item Finder and try to obtain a super energy removal through that process. Plus power to increase your power. If you want to 1 KO, secure the KO. If your Mr. Mime or Raticate, I meant, definitely needs to secure the KO. Plus power can come in handy. Switch, again, this will help with Lickatung, Kangaskhan, for those fat retreats. Gust of Wind to gust any basic Pokemon that are, or any injured Pokemon that are safe around the bench, and you can use this Gust of Wind, put them in active, and knock them out. So, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, this deck is trying to disrupt your opponent as soon as possible, and trying to strategize between Mr. Mime and Lieutenant Surge Raticate, as well as stalling your opponent with Kangaskhan, also gain some resources while doing so. You can use Comet Punch as well, and yeah, this is all the trainer cards that I mentioned. Energy, I could just show you right here actually. So, energy, you just need 12 energy, I believe. Actually, let me count them. So that's 8. Yeah, 12 energy, that's all you needed. 12 psychic energy, 4 double colorless energy, just for if you want to use Kangaskhan Comet Punch. You can definitely use double colorless energy to do so, and yeah, it's pretty good. You can definitely get 80 if you're really lucky on coin flips, but if you're not doing so good with coin flips, you might as well replace something with Kangaskhan. But you can still use Kangaskhan, but rest assured, maybe it's not the best strategy, but I might as well add double colorless energy for Kangaskhan, and also the base set Raticate that needs the double colors. That's also there for that. But yeah, that should be all for this deck actually. Pretty straightforward. You go install with Lickatung, Kangaskhan, then you getting set up with your Rattata to evolve into Raticates, and then preparing energy on Mr. Mime. And it's about trying to manage resource as well, and Kangaskhan definitely can do the trick for that. But yeah, that is the Lieutenant Surge Raticate. Actually, it's not called Raticate. Medicate. Stall. Lieutenant Surge. It's a little bit. Sometimes I make these names up, and I tend to forget like what they had named for this deck. But yeah, the Terra Surge Medicate Stall deck, and that's what it's called. That's what I named it. I mean, yeah, I just had to call it Stall because it's so fitting for this, since Lickatung is pretty good at stalling, right? It's no shame of it. Lickatung is the MVP. But let's be honest, Raticate and Meditate is a pretty good combination for what it is. So yeah, that's it for this video. That's all I gotta show you, dissecting this deck. Let me know if you think this deck is meta relevant or just fun to play. Because I just build these decks for fun. I don't really tend to make it competitive, right? I'm just experimenting as much as I can, and I do have a lot of fun experimenting with decks. And I do think this might have potential to be somewhat competitive because of Lickatung and the uses of Kangaskhan Khan draw power, managing Mr. Mind and Raticate, so it could do pretty well. I just think since it is basically in the base set to Neon, whatever it's called. I don't. Base set Neon, somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure you can use other cards instead of just base set cards, right? Maybe you can add like maybe what else? Nightly Garbage Run, something along those lines. I can't really think of something. Or Goop Gas Attack in this deck. But those are some ideas that you can put in this deck and modify it. But this is just a template for many people to think about. And yeah, that's all for I need to show you in this video. So yeah, again, let me know if you think this is a pretty great duo, Lickatung, Raticate, right? And let me know if Lickatung is the best Pokemon. Personally, maybe it is, but I personally think that there are other Pokemon that might outstand it. But yeah, I guess in some ways Lickatung is the best card. But whatever. I'm gonna end this video here, and hopefully I could get that Dark Souls 2 video going, if anyone's interested. I'm just uploading for fun. I don't really care. But yeah, see you guys in the flip side, Pokemon trainers. Goodbye.